Today I want to tell you a story about a little boy. This little boy went to sleep one night. He was all tucked into his bed, the covers were over him, and something made him wake up in the middle of the night. And he looked up over his covers, just pulled the covers down, and he saw this face in the window. So it scared him. So he put the covers back up and went back down under the covers and waited for a few seconds. And then he slowly took the covers and pulled them down and looked again. And the face was still there. So he tried to call for his mom and dad. His voice, he couldn't find his voice. But finally he called out and said, "Mommy, Daddy, Mommy, Daddy." And after what seemed like an eternity, he heard his father get up and come into the bedroom. And of course, his father wasn't happy. He was asleep. And he came into the room and he said, "What's wrong?" And the little boy said, "Daddy, there's a face in the window." And the dad had this look of disapproval, you can imagine, disapproval. He looked and said, "There's nothing there." And there was a lamp hanging. There, and the little boy said, "Well, okay." And the dad said, "Go back to sleep. It's just in your imagination. It's just in your imagination." So the dad walked out of the room, went back to sleep, and the little boy pulled the covers over his head again. And he thought, "Okay, is that face still there? My dad just said it was just in my imagination." So he pulled the covers down. There was the face. And so he pushed the covers up real quick, and he decided in that moment that he wasn't going to see the face. He just wasn't going to do it. He knew it made his dad mad. He knew he wasn't acceptable by seeing this face, so he just knew he wasn't going to see that face anymore. Of course, he fell asleep. The next morning, the face was gone. The next night when he went to bed, the face was gone. So this little boy learned that in that moment that his dad said, "It's just in your imagination," that it wasn't okay to use his intuitive channel, to have that information that came in and appeared as a face. So what's the result of this little boy closing down his intuition? If you fast forward and see this little boy all grown up, you see that he has regrets about judgments and decisions he's made about his life because they were out of alignment with his authentic self. When intuition is numbed out or trained out, it keeps us from knowing how to make judgments and decisions that are in alignment with our core, with our essence, with our true self. If we don't make them from this place of our core or essence, what happens? Very good question. We look to others to make them for us. We look to our parents, we look to society, we look to our boss, we look to those people around us that influence us. Instead of making them, going through our intuitive channel and making them from our core, we let other people do it. If we don't do that, we create illusions about who we are rather than go through our intuitive channel and find out who that is. And as a result, we make bad choices, we make bad judgments, we make bad decisions about our life because they're out of alignment with who we are. In part 2, we'll see if intuition can be developed. Did the little boy grow up to be able to see the faces in the window? We'll see practical benefits of the intuitive channel, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Can we trust our intuitive channel? Until then, this is Jason Rohn from UTUE. See ya.